Welcome to Sugarshine Designs quick and easy Christmas card series. Today I'm showing you card number 2. All of the cards in this series are quick and easy to make with limited supplies and materials. So let's get started. Hi everyone, it's Janet with Sugarshine Designs and I'm back with card number 2. This one uses the same Merry Christmas sentiment as in card 1, but I've added these gorgeous snowflakes as well as this pretty blue shimmery background. So let me take a few minutes to show you how easy this is and what goes into it. Okay, to start we have a card base. This is exactly the same card base as in card 1. We have a 5x7 white card base with a 5x7 gold mirror card and then a 5.5 by 6.5 white cardstock for the center. Now I'm using Distressed Oxide Broken China for the blue background, and then I have a white, or it's really a gold shimmer spray that I got from Hero Arts, and then also some gold embossing powder. Taking a look at the stamps, I first have the Merry Christmas sentiment from the Echo Park Christmas sentiment stamps, and then these snowflakes come from Snow Falling stamp, also from Echo Park, and both of these sets came from my local Tuesday morning. So some great deals out there at the local store. So what I've done here is I've arranged the sentiment and all the snowflakes so that it will fit nicely onto my Merry Christmas center panel of the card, and I've put the snowflakes so that some of them will go over the edge because that gives it a more professional look. And I'm simply covering all those stamps with Versamark, and then I'm preparing the center panel here, which has been cut to size, with my embossing buddy, and then that will keep all that fine powder from sticking in places I don't want it, of course. I did get a question last week about whether you could make your own embossing buddy, and I did find out that you could probably get by with using a fine sock such as a baby sock, and then you can fill that with cornstarch and seal it off by tying it, and that may work for you. That's what I found on the internet as examples or things to try for a homemade embossing buddy. If you do try that, let me know if it works. I've had mine for years. They last forever. So, you know, gosh, I've probably had mine for 5 years or more, and there's still lots of use in that one. So you can see here that I have embossed all these stamps with the Versamark, and it's ready now to go ahead and apply the embossing powder to it. Now what I'm using for embossing powder is Ranger Superfine Detail Gold Embossing Powder, and I'm really impressed with this stuff. This is the first superfine powder I've used, and it really does a great job of you know, showing all the detail in the stamp. And in this case there are a lot of details in the stamps, especially in the sentiment, but also in the fine detail that you have in these snowflakes. So it's a great product, and I really have enjoyed using it for this series. Now you'll see that I had some of that gold powder stick, but with a few pats it comes right off thanks to that embossing buddy. Now, and then also this is a large area, so you're going to have areas where you missed it a little bit, and you just need to look for that and tap it off so that you can go ahead and get everything on it the way that you want. Now this is what makes this card so easy, is that you set up your whole front stamping sentiment panel with all your elements up front, and then stamp it all at one time with something like the MISTI or a stamp press. And then you can, once that's set up, you can stamp many of these panels over and over and over. Everything will look the same, and it's really quick to do. As fast as you can apply the ink and push it down is how fast you can create all of your different sentiments or your card panels for a bunch of cards that you're creating. Now here you see I'm just applying heat, and I'm using a glass mat. I have switched to using a glass mat like this. It's really not a mat, it's a cutting board, and I've had it forever, and I never use it because of course it dulls your knives. It never made sense. I don't know why I bought it in the first place, but I did finally figure out that hey, it would work great for kind of a hot plate while we're doing embossing like this. So if you have something like that around, maybe you can repurpose it. I never threw it away. I'm glad I didn't, because now I found a great use. Now you can see here I am applying the Distress Oxide ink to this panel, and I'm just going over the whole thing, over the snowflakes, the sentiment, and everything. And I'm applying it across all of the white cardstock. And I'm not necessarily looking to get it all perfectly even. I kind of want it to have dark areas and light areas. And these different depths of color will make it seem more like a sky behind the stamping. So that's why I want that different layers of color. Then I sprayed this a little bit with my mist, again from Hero Arts. You can see that's got a gold sheen. Even though it looks white in the bottle, it's definitely gold when you spray it. And just pat that all off after I had, of course, wiped off all the ink. And basically then it's ready to go once it's dried. Now I did speed this up so it had time to dry a little bit, but it's still a little damp here, as you can see when I put it on the mirror card. I noticed that, of course, as I was pressing it down, so I went ahead and wiped it off a little bit more, just so that I got all of the excess off and made sure that everything was dried up. And with that, the card is almost done. We just need to apply the panel to the front of the 5x7 card panel that is just the simple white. And I find this is easiest if I tip the panel up, or the card base up along with the panel, like so, and kind of let it fall together. Now if you look closely, you can see there's a little bit of white cardstock showing there on the left-hand side, and I fixed that by simply trimming that tiny little piece off with my trimmer. And you'll see in the next close-up that that's gone and it all looks great. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed seeing this second of the Quick Christmas Card series. I'll be back with at least one more next week, or maybe this weekend. We'll see how it goes. Before I say goodbye, I'm going to show you the first card as well as the second card, and you can find the link to the first card in my video description. From my house to your house, I wish you a very Merry Christmas and hope that you have all the joy, friendship, and love that comes with the Christmas season. I'll see you soon, and until then, bye.